Expat New Zealanders being denied help for disabilities while living in Australia now have heavyweight support. Julia Gillard's government is being warned it's breaching human rights laws. One News exposed this issue last month. Our correspondent Steve Marshall with this update.
5-year-old Toby Benjamin was born 4 months early in a Sydney hospital. He has multiple disabilities and needs specialist care. But he can't access that care under Australia's new National Disability Insurance Scheme because his parents are New Zealanders who arrived in Australia after 2001.
We pay our taxes, and not being able to access any funding help for our own disabled child, I find is discrimination against New Zealanders.
The Parliamentary Joint Committee agrees. It's examining the exclusion of New Zealanders from the insurance scheme.
They have picked up the fact that we are discriminating against New Zealanders on the basis of their immigration status.
The committee sent a please explain letter to the Minister for Disability Reform. The Minister responded to One News through this statement saying New Zealanders wanting access to the insurance scheme have the option of applying for a permanent visa, which would then give them immediate access to the scheme. But permanent visas for Angela Benjamin and her husband would be rejected because of Toby's disabilities.
The child then becomes an impediment because the child has a health condition, a disability that would make them a burden on the Australian community.
Toby won't be eligible for the insurance scheme until he turns 10. That's the age all children born in Australia to New Zealand parents become permanent residents. The question now is whether Australia will be held to account by the international community if it continues to exclude New Zealanders from its disability insurance scheme. Australia is bound by international human rights treaties, and further complaints could be directed to the United Nations. Steve Marshall, One News, Sydney.